takeoff. And we have Manflex 66 SRS runway and auto thrust is blue. Alright, so we have 100 knots.
So now I'm on cruising altitude and I'm going 285 indicated.
Alright. Thank you. 285, okay.
5 separation then?
Yep, 5 minutes. Positive climb, gear up. And we have nav.
Yeah, it's funny discussion this chat. How to release date from our developer, my opinion is right now for 42 is the answer of everything. I'm working for Bigfoot every time when a user asks me when is the release date, I write down 42.
Yeah.
If you can hear me, Apache, you can line up and wait.
Right. A beautiful landscape here with the Alps. Really nice. And we have S-speed, flaps 0. Disarming the spoilers. Turn off and nose gear lights off. Oh, didn't switch on these strobe lights yet. Do that now. So we have to maintain 220 knots, 2,300 feet. We've covered that. Left turn towards the next waypoint, 5,000 feet or above. That shouldn't be a problem at all.
Some aircrafts already at Calvi. Chris is already landed and NG Easy is pretty much close to the approach. What's that?
I'll have a look in a second, hang on. Yeah, I'm gonna write to a sim market and ask them what happened to the vouchers.
I think more is a software failure and so they have some out for some time.
So I see you moving, Nordic. Are you online?
Right, lights are going off and we're gonna start the service. Seatbelts off as well. And I'm climbing up level 290, so it might be a good idea to switch on the weather radar system here.
This is about the occasional event. I don't know how long this are going.
Okay, so NGI has just gone around. Yeah, it is tricky. Like you can watch it live in a few minutes when I'm doing it, and even I don't get it right every time. It's difficult, especially since you are leaving the pattern at 1,700 feet. It doesn't look very high because the terrain is very, very high at that point, and so you kind of, in the turn, you kind of have a descent rate that lets you follow the slope towards runway, and but seeing the terrain below you, you tend to decrease the descent rate, and that way you get too high in the profile. And once you're too high in the profile, that's it. You just don't have any buffer to regain that.
We have about 9 knots tailwind in Calvi.
Yeah. Difficult conditions. If landing, I'm gonna land. We can all do the approach once, okay? And so if we can't, anybody who's not landing, because of the tailwind, can do the non-precision approach and the runway 18 if they like. But try the circling just once.
Yeah, I see the NG Easy has did go around.
Yep.
Again.
So NG Easy, if you want to do the localize approach onto runway 18, do so. It's just
So, last airplane of the group starting now.
all right. Have a good flight.
Unestablished on the localizer and start my descent.
NG Easy has landed 238. Okay, and was that another circling approach for you, or did you do the localizer now?
I just put a picture in the group flight text channel. Does someone know what this lamp means?
Yeah, off-schedule descent. It'll come on if you've not reached the cruising level.
Ah, okay.
Because like saying that you're not on the scheduled path, vertical path.
Okay.
So all you do is on the flight altitude knob, just rotate it to a low level, to the level you are actually flying now, even during descent. If you turn it down, then the light will go out again.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Oh, nice. Circling second go. So NG Easy says you can actually manage that. 14,000.
When did you first time fly a 737?
Mine not, no. I did some flights already, but this lamp I have never seen lighten.
Ah, okay.
What's your flight level now, Reynold?
I'm on 7,000.
Okay, good. Megish behind, and I'm then behind Megish. And then Nordic is kind of being my wingman.
Magus was supposed to stay at home. What happened, Magus?
Don't ask. It's okay.
Blackbox nodding, you can do a side-by-side landing. That will be interesting.
Not in the circling. But Nordic, yeah, try to do some close formation flying.
Welcome aboard the Captain Blackbox Twitch
With the
channel
words,
subscriber
landing on
experience.
36 is
Could
not
new subscribers
recommended.
please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be
Okay,
served.
so I came
Thank
with
you.
afterburners to catch up with Blackbox, and now I'm out of fuel. So how do I refuel the
Seriously? Oh my god. Nordic, I hope you have watertight boots on, because I think
You
you're
have a
going
thing that
swimming.
it's. You have a thing that's called ejection seat.
And hope you have a little dinghy boat, something that keeps you afloat.
God.
And Alpha 12.5, thank you so much for the resub, Alpha. Thank you very, very much. Second month in a row. There we go. Thank you so much, Alpha. Thank you for your continued support, my friend. Really great. Thank you so much. Alright, so we are now approaching Tortu. Time to start our planning for the descent. And I'll show you, let's have a look, the approach itself.
Unfortunately, I have again forgotten to start smart cars.
Alright, so this is what I'm gonna fly. So we're on a localizer, 1.8 approach, and we're gonna descend 1,700 feet. That's the circling altitude. And then we're gonna break off at a certain distance from the runway, and we're gonna head 190 degrees. And there are some mountains there, and so we'll be very close to the ridgeline here, 1,700 feet, until we're a beam of the threshold for runway 36. then we'll turn 180 degrees, start a stopwatch, and at that point a beam will be landing flaps at approach speed and we'll start a descent, normal descent rate. 20 seconds after the beam position, we should be near the quarry, something like that's called. You'll see it on the ground there, and then we'll turn onto final. And like I said, the terrain here is higher than, of course, than at the threshold, and so over the ground will be about between 700 to 500 feet above ground. And we might overshoot the center line, and so we have to regain that. A quarry, yeah. Thanks, MCK. All right, quarry, and then hopefully we'll be in a vertical path that allows us to land with a normal kind of descent rate. If not, then we have to go around.
And how will you manage your flaps and gear?
Yeah, I'll be flying gear down, flaps 3, when I reach 1700 feet. And so I'll fly that, flaps 3, gear down, all the way until I'm close to the beam position. And then I'll select flaps full. And so when I start timing for the 20 seconds, I'll be at the approach speed. I'm going to be with flaps full, start descent, etc.
Okay, I'm going north.
What was
What's
it?
your altitude?
Cruise Lee, I'm going north.
You're going around, okay. Let's have a look at the map. Yeah, Chris, so if you can, have a look if you go left maybe over the water. And then behind Reynolds, you have a little bit of Magashes coming in, then I'm next. Okay, so Chris Lee, can you climb maybe 2,000 feet? And then just fly heading something around 330 degrees.
Okay, 2,350 degrees.
Heading 330, make a speed maybe 200 knots roundabout, if that's possible. Descend down to, I'm going to descend down to 3,000 feet now. Just going to get the latest weather from Calvi. And we have QNH 1005. Temperature 25 degrees. And the wind 170 at 8. That's not too bad for the circling. And minimum is going to be 1700 feet MDA. Config full, that's correct. RadNav, I'm going to select. We have Charlie in India in there. That's all we're gonna need. But the beacon 375, we can put that in. And that is Charlie Victor. There we go. Now it says it has an alt constraint here, 3,300 feet. Let me just look at that. Okay, that's from towards Ilru, that's correct. Alright, so it'll be 3,300 until we are at Ilru. Oh, actually, yeah, the approach starts at 3,300 feet, so we'll do that. So I'm gonna descend 3,300 feet. That's fine. Okay, Chris Lee, if you want, you can start. No, just wait one more minute. I think Magasha is pretty close by. I'm gonna switch on the TCAS to below. That way, hopefully, I get those pictures now. Oh, there he is. Okay. So that should be Magasha.
According to my calculations, at 5.1 DME of Charlie Lima Indian, we should start the turn to 190. According to the profile of the localizer approach.
Yeah. That sounds about correct because for every mile you have 300 feet, so 5 miles times 3, that's 1,500 feet. And so circling out to the 1,700 feet, yeah, sounds right. Yeah, now have you on the TCAS, Chris Lee. If you turn now right, heading 040, please, and climb 3,300 feet.
040 and 3,200.
Yeah, and I'll get you back, of course, the localizer approach. Do you want to try the circling again, or are you going to be flying the localizer onto runway 18?
Traffic, traffic.
I will give it one more try.
Okay, good. So let's have a look. Where's Nordic?
Descend.
So I'm going around 2.
Descend.
There he is. Okay, so for Brennald, yeah, turn left, heading
Clear of
330.
conflict.
Alright, Chris Lee, so now turn heading 090. So I'm going to do a 360 here. And Chris Lee, if you can, from there, then turn right, heading 150, and then clear the localizer 18 approach again for the circling.
Heading 150 and cleared for the circling approach.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, that position should be good. That should be okay then.
Traffic, traffic.
Nordic, just in case you are wondering, I'm doing a 360. And Brennell, did you turn heading 330?
Yes, I'm on 330.
Okay, good. So just continue on that heading until I get a clearer picture. And Brennell, do you want to do the circling again, or are you going to fly the ILS or the localizer approach?
No, I want to try the circling again.
All right. So let's have a look at the arrival page here.
What did you say to do the holdings?
Yeah, I'm looking at the possible holding patterns right now. And so we have Brennald coming back up. Yeah, Brennald, can you type in Sodri into the Lex page? So direct to, and then Sierra Oscar Delta Romeo India.
Direct to Zotri.
Yeah. And once you've done that, then enter a holding pattern there. And the inbound course should be 100 right turns. Oh, Unity 737, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so then it should be the holding key. You can enter the hold and then enter the fix that I just told you. And
Yeah, I think I pretty much have it.
All right, good. How much fuel do you have?
I have 2.9 tons.
Okay, so not too much in that case. All right. Apache, if you can hear me, and Arzabiko, do me the favor and enter the Norca holding. That's November Oscar Romeo Kilo Alpha. I suggest Apache 4,000 and Arzabiko at 5,000 feet.
Norca at 5,000, okay.
Yeah. And Norca, make it right turns, inbound course 178.
178, right turns.
Correct. Okay. And Brandon, what's your altitude?
I'm on 5,000.
Okay, that's fine. But I tell you what, Brandon, descend now for 3,300 because I'm gonna get you back in after me.
Sending 3,300.
Yeah. So once we're abeam, I'm gonna give you the clearance again. Yeah, patch checks. Then just if you can find Norca, that's on the extended center line from the runway. Just do right turns. Just a little delay for you guys. So we have the localizer already here. So Merge is on the final approach, just turning inbound, I would think. Chris Lee's inbound on the localizer. And Merge, if you need to go around, do a right turn, please. Heading maybe 010, 020. Because if you turn left, you might hit Chris Lee. Alright, so Ilru is the descent point. Just get the localizer DME point there. So this is what I'm flying. Localize approach Ilru out of 3,300 feet. Descending is 1,700 and then we'll turn right onto the circling part. So I'm selecting 1,700 feet in the FCU.
Traffic, traffic.
Alright, that's Nordic behind me, I think. Yeah, formation flying there. Okay, Brennel, so you can leave the holding and fly towards Ilru and then cleared for another approach there.
Okay, I'm going toward Ilru and flying the approach.
Rudder. Right, I'm gonna do that with flight path angle. So 3 degrees, flaps going 1.
Is it India Lima Romeo uniform?
India Lima Romeo Oscar uniform, AFA.
Ah, okay.
Right, flaps 2. Merge, are you on the ground?
No, the altitude was perfect, but I turned too late.
Alright, so then go around and you'll be flying hopefully somewhere towards heading 020.
Yep, exactly to 0 2.
Right, just right of center line, that's good. So we should be at 7 miles. We should be around 2350.
2500.
That's okay. And flaps 3, that's the setting we meant to do for the circling there. Oh, that's a nice castle there on the... Nice. Yeah, so there's Megasure. Climb 3,300 feet
Traffic,
again.
traffic.
2,300, okay.
2,000.
Right. So it's just about to come up to the minimum. Gonna arm the spoilers. So that's all pretty much set.
Hundred above, 100 above.
Now I'm pulling on the heading knob. So I'm going to select track 190. Right, continue. So as we briefed, config 3 flap, config 3 gears down.
Traffic, traffic. Descend. Descend.
Disregard, that's... Here he is, that's Nordic whizzing by there. Alright, so we can see one more traffic on file, that's Chris Lee. We'll see how that goes. But it looks good now. Brandon, are you in the approach now?
Yes, I'm on the way.
Okay, good. And so Apachex, make sure you have maybe 3-4 miles separation to Reynolds, and then you can start the approach. And Apachex, you can descend 3,300, and Azavi can go down to 4,000 feet.
Roger.
So I can see that Chris Lee has successfully landed, which is nice. Well done. Just backtracking there. Right, I'm going to do manual flight now. Just going a little bit closer to the hillside there.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
We'll
Thank you, and one way vacated.
Alright, well done.
Pull up.
Yeah, disregard. So flaps coming full now. Let's see if I can switch that off. Right, I'm going to go pretty much heading 180. There's the threshold, so that's the point where we'll start timing. So pretty much a beam. And we're starting our descent, as we said. Landing checklist, Ikamimo landing, no bloom. So there's no quarry here, unfortunately, but yeah, time to scare some cows, definitely. Right, we are going to turn final now, and for me that's going to be a 30-degree bank turn.
500.
Like I said, it's really close to the ground.
300.
So the passengers on the left-hand side, looking outside, they are getting a hell of a ride there. And again, we're just really close to the ground. Alright, let's have a look. Runway should be coming up very soon here. Oh, we didn't overshoot actually, so that's good. It's interesting.
300.
So manual thrust. Done everything. Everything's pretty much set.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 10, 5.
I'm on the ground.
Was very nice.
Bit
Wow, amazing.
bit overspeed at the end, but that's fine. Yeah, a little hot, but controllable.
You may look it easy.
I didn't see the landing rate there, but yeah.
More than good. More than enough.
It's a crazy approach. I mean, like 300 feet above the ground. Crazy.
500 feet.
Well, at some point I was only 300 to 400 feet over the ground. So that's pretty crazy. Right. I was expecting to overshoot the center line there, but I didn't. That was pretty interesting. Right, so Apache's also in the approach, I hope. And then we have Asa Biko behind. Buddy, what's your altitude?
At the moment, 150.
Okay, so descend 5,000 and try to do some holding patterns at the waypoint Nordkart, November Oscar Romeo Kilo Alpha. Okay, Nordic, no worries. Here he is. Yeah, well, 30 degree of bank is the maximum we can do there. But being at the final approach speed really helps. I need to turn on the rake fan there. Alright, so runway is vacated. Yeah, I'll turn left here. Oh, actually, no, I'll go right. Alright, runway's vacated, so Reynolds clear to land.
Okay. I try my best.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So, black box, a question. To disable the ground proximity warning system is enough with the terrain button, or you have to disable all the system?
Well, normally I would switch off the terrain mode and also the system for the GPWS, because terrain mode itself will not disengage the hard warnings. So you have like an enhanced GPWS system, which is done with geographical data through a memory and the GPS system, and then you have the hard systems working with the radio altimeter, and that is the push button systems. So you have to switch off both in order to not to get any kind of warning.
Okay, thank you.
Enjoy.
What the hell?
Alright, PT is asking why is that both pilots see the nose of the aircraft as being on the center